Right now, a timeline of events leading up to today. The first F-35 next-gen fighter jets arriving in Madison.
Also, an inside look at your tax dollars at work. Construction crews are nearing the final stretch inside Madison's high schools. We'll give you a sneak peek at the progress.
And we had a little bit of light rain. That's moving on out, but the chilly weather is here to stay.
To stay? Come on. I need to warm up.
I know, this is Wisconsin, Chris. This is how April works.
I mean, May's right around the corner. I don't know. Okay, I'm getting off track here. Thank you for joining us, everybody, on a busy Tuesday morning. I'm Chris Stanford.
Yes, I'm Leah Lynchad. We want to start with some breaking news at this hour. President Biden officially announcing his bid for re-election with a video released at 5 a.m. Take a listen.
The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
The video announcement coming as a recent NBC News poll shows that 70% of Americans, 70, don't want Biden to run for president, with his age cited as a primary concern.
He's going to be 82 when should he be reelected, and he, if he serves out the entirety of a second term, he'll be closer to 90.
Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump, who turned 77 this year, currently tops multiple polls for the 2024 GOP nomination. Yesterday, he released a statement claiming he would defeat Biden in a rematch. Meanwhile, that same NBC News poll shows 60% of Americans don't want to see him run again.
Stay with News 3 Now for updates all day long and throughout the 2024 presidential season. All
right, over to Kelly Slifka now with your certified most accurate first warn weather. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, good morning. We had a little bit of light rain overnight. Not a whole lot here in Madison, so the roads might be just a little bit damp. And if you're taking your dog out for a walk or if you're out on a run, might have to dodge some puddles and some muddy areas. Most of the rain now down to our south, but you even see a little bit of blue there showing up there toward Fort Atkinson, down toward Janesville. Maybe a snowflake mixed in with that. That's how, just kind of showing how cool the air mass is that we have in place. And usually cool here. We're in the last full week of April. 36 right now in Madison, 37 in Janesville. The Dell's at 33, so some locations getting very close to freezing this morning. Showers moving on out, basically out of the Madison area already. Remaining chilly, dry much of the week. Looks like we'll see temperatures finally get in the 60s as a southerly wind develops Thursday and Friday. A little bit of sun expected to break through here and there going into the afternoon as temperatures climb into the 40s and getting close to 50 later today. That northeast wind will make it feel cooler. So commuting this morning, the roads might be a little bit wet in some areas. Partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies throughout the afternoon. It does get warmer later this week. We'll talk about that coming up.
Kelly, thank you very much. Happening today, Truex Field will be welcoming its first F-35 fighter jet, and it's been years in the making.
A total of 20 jets will arrive in Madison over the next year. The Air Force chose Truex Field to house the aircraft. In 2017, the move initially garnered praise from both state Republicans and Democrats, but people who live near the field have raised concerns of noise pollution. At one point, Mayor Sachi Rhodes Conway even asked the Air Force consider changing its mind. The Air Force will hold a private ceremony today to welcome the fighter jets. The public will not be allowed to take part.
A big day at Truex Field with years of planning and protests behind it. Shane Hogan continues our team coverage on the arrival. Hi, Shane.
Yeah, that's right, Leah. Today's events at Truex Field have truly been years in the making. Now, here are some of the key moments leading up to today. Now, in June of 2016, the Air Force announced Truex Field as one of the 18 finalists to house its next generation fighter jet. That's what the F-35 is. They named it the preferred choice in the next year. That happened in December of 2017. 2 years later, an environmental impact statement brought up those concerns we've been hearing about noise levels on Madison's north side because of the fighter jets. Now, Madison's Common Council then passed a resolution asking the Air Force to reconsider their decision. Protests followed on the placement of those F-35s, those protests beginning in February of 2020. But in April of 2020, just a few months later, the Air Force officially chose Truex Field for this news project. So again, a lot going on today. The first arrival happening today here in Madison.
Shane Hogan, thank you very much for that breakdown. News 3 Now is your home for complete coverage of the arrival of the F-35s. Find a history of that decision, more on the environmental impact, and real-time updates on today's event. That's over on your Channel 3000 News app.
Developing now, police are investigating a suspected homicide on Madison's southwest side. It happened yesterday afternoon. The shopping center here at the intersection of Midvale and Hammersley, just north of the Beltline, roped off with crime scene tape. Police said they were looking for a 5-year-old girl and her father, and then later last night said they no longer needed the public's help locating them. The victim is reportedly the child's mother. The father this morning is listed as a person of interest, not a suspect. Any further details about the incident have not been made public.
A live look this morning at the site of a brand new building on the UW campus that'll make a big impact on Wisconsin's job scene. This is the home for the new School of Computer, Data, and Information Sciences along West Johnson Street in the heart of the UW campus. Governor Tony Evers will be joining school administrators today to officially break ground later this morning on the project. Let's take a look now at a virtual walkthrough of the building. Pretty impressive. The 350,000 square foot building will house the campus's biggest and fastest growing majors. The goal here to boost Wisconsin's technology jobs. It'll also house several research hubs that partner with UW. The 7-story building will cost $260 million. It's funded entirely through private donation. Construction should wrap up sometime in 2025. That groundbreaking is scheduled for 9:30 this morning.
To another big construction project now. Renovation projects to update Madison's high schools have been underway since 2020 and are now entering their final stages. Construction leaders took our McKenna Alexander inside 2 of the schools for a closer look at what's to come.
Dusty air, hard hats, and the sound of equipment is a common occurrence at several schools across MMSD as referendum projects enter the final stages of construction. In the Madison Metropolitan School District, the last day of school is just over 6 weeks away. But it's not just students and staff that are eager for summer vacation.
Similar to the other high schools, we do have a very busy summer that we're getting ready for.
For the past year, construction crews have been busy renovating, updating, and adding onto MMSD's 4 high schools. Expansive projects that are funded by a $317 million referendum passed in 2020. 2.5 years later, construction has now entered its final quarter. Progress that was highlighted Monday during a tour of Madison West and Vel Phillips Memorial.
By the end of the summer, the goal is to have, we'll have our structure up and then be finishing up the roof so that interior work can go on during the school year.
When it comes to mapping out a renovation plan, senior project managers with Findorf Construction say crews typically work on one section of a building for 3 to 4 months before moving on to the next. But because they have to work around students, summer is the best time for construction to advance.
As it's all part of a phased construction, the cafeteria here, last summer, the ceilings were removed. We have temporary lights in place, but as a way to stagger the work, so you're not doing everything all at once in the summers, we're able to get ahead on some of that demolition.
With varying need at each high school, the referendum funds can be used in different ways. For example, at Vel Phillips, construction has focused on expanding the visual arts and music wing, as well as connecting the tech ed wing to the main building. At Madison West, work has gone toward an additional school entry and a 10-lane competition pool that connects to the current gymnasium. Project leaders say construction at the 4 high schools will be 75% done by September 1st. In Madison, for News 3 Now, I'm McKenna Alexander.
All right, on the Health Watch this morning, working late nights, inflexible schedules, or having no paid sick leave, well, guess what? It can have a big impact on our mental health. That's according to the CDC. The CDC says about 1 in 37 working adults experienced serious psychological distress in 2021. That's one way to put it. Serious psychological distress. It was rough. According to the report, people working the night shift were twice as likely to report stress than those on day shifts. Rates of distress were also significantly higher among workers who did not have paid sick leave and those with inconsistent schedule and pay.
More local news now. The Mississippi River isn't expected to crest for several more days, keeping towns in western Wisconsin on the edge as the water continues to rise. In Cassville, people are helping sandbag the areas most susceptible to flooding. This week, students from the middle and high school out there, they're volunteering their time to their neighbors. Grant County has provided more than 30,000 sandbags so far.
Seeing the way the community gets together and just finds out what they need to do and does it is really great to see.
The river is expected to reach levels not seen since 2001. Farther north in Bagley, the river stage there is set to break those 2001 marks.
All right, 6:09 coming up. The Bucks needed a win last night to even out their series with the Heat. With Giannis back on the court, was it enough?
And I'm Josh Bretter, live in the 608 this morning. Coming up next, we are checking out the Cycropia Studio Experience and how you can be a part of it. I'm going to give wall running a chance when News 3 Now this morning continues. Stick around.
It's time to march into deer season. Get your John Deere 1025R with a 120R loader for just $195 per month. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Join the Circle of Life at the Lion King. Experience the world's #1 musical. Don't miss your chance to see The Lion King, one of the most awe-inspiring productions ever brought to life on stage.
Coming to Overture Center May 11th through 28th. Tickets on sale now at overture.org.
When you prefer dream vacation over a rental nightmare, it matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Good news. This just in. Your Ford dealers have fresh shipments of their award-winning SUV lineup in stock and ready for you to drive home today. Get your hands on a new Ford, the #1 brand in SUV owner loyalty, including Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And now, here's more good news. Choose FlexBuy on Explorer or Edge and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $500 FlexBuy cash.
This is Nora, uncomfortable and wondering if she'll ever sleep again. Nora, I've got your back, and your side, and your stomach, because no matter your sleep style or budget, I have a quality Bobopedic mattress for hundreds less than national brands, like this Bobopedic Prize Queen mattress for just $5.99. This cool-to-the-touch copper sport with innovative copper threads, and my signature gel, which has charcoal memory foam for pressure relief. With 30 years of sleep experience, you can take a break from sleepless nights this spring break at Bob's.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Wallersheim Winery and Distillery, the home of Wisconsin's favorite wine and the Wallersheim Old Fashioned. Located in Prairie du Sac and available throughout Wisconsin.
It's time to march into deer season. Get your John Deere Gator utility vehicle with 0% for 36 months and no money down. Get a John Deere Gator now and
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back, 6:13. We're in the 608 with the story behind an aerial dance studio and some upcoming performances.
This is some really visual and interesting stuff. And Josh is here. He's all harnessed up, ready to show us how they do it. Take it away, Josh.
Are you guys ready for this? I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Are you ready? That's the question.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, they taught me a little bit of the wall running the last half hour, okay? So now they have me with the harness. We are all roped up. We're going to be doing this a little bit. So, Love, talk a little bit about what this is and what I'm about to be doing here.
Okay, we're going to do a little bit of basics of wall dancing or wall running. So, first thing I'm going to have you do is face the wall.
Okay.
You can hold onto the rope with both hands, and you're going to just put your feet up onto the wall and stand on it like it was the floor. Yeah. Good. And we're going to just try and find your positioning here. So if you let your head go down a little bit, yeah. You can try letting go for a second Yeah, that looks excellent. You can hold on again. You don't need to do that very long. It's very core intensive.
It is.
So we're going to do a little bit of jumping. So you can sit yourself up like you're sitting in a chair now, and you're just going to bend your knees and just like it to the floor. See if you can play around with jumping away as much as you feel comfortable and learning to like find your footing. And the more you feel comfortable, you can let go. You can lean back a little bit, but you always want to come back up to face the wall so you can see your landings.
So going away.
First. Yeah. Woo. Cool. Let's try facing sideways a little bit.
So facing the camera here.
Yeah, facing the camera. Let your ear come down a little bit. Good.
Oh, that helps, yeah.
Yeah, cool. And so you're going to be going forward on your bottom leg, which is your left leg, and then back on your right leg. Yeah, beautiful. The more you land, good. Yeah. Try and.
Oh, that's very free.
Yeah. Good. That looks super nice.
I haven't crashed yet.
The goal is to kind of pause on either end, because the ends of these pendulums are where you would be able to do tricks. So the more time you can kind of have a little bit of hang.
We're not quite to the tricks level yet.
This is just getting started. See if you can keep your arm a little straighter.
So a little straighter on the...
And still bring it down low so your ear can come down towards the ground. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So we're trying to give the illusion that this is the floor. Your head likes to find the horizon.
All right, so Cycropia Experience this weekend. Let's throw the information up on the screen. This is part of the show that folks are going to be able to see, love.
Yep.
What else is going to be happening this weekend?
So we have 3 shows. We will have some wall running in the show. We have aerial silks that you see right here. We've got 3 different types of cubes rigged in different configuration. We have flying LED aerial pole. We're doing something called performer flying in the show, where we're lifting each other up into the air so that we kind of magically have the feeling of levitating. Super fun. We have a thing called long bars, which are like extra long trapezes. We have group pieces with as many as 9 people, as well as solos. There are 18 people in the show. We have company members. We have 6 of our flyers, which is our student program, that are performing in the show.
So really a lot that's going to be happening this weekend, and we'll have all this up on channel3000.com. What do you think? How did I do?
Yeah, I thought you did great.
Well, thank you.
That was a great, not crash course.
Not a crash course. That's good, guys. We love to see it here, and of course, this is something that you can try for yourself. They also have some online, or actually in-person places that you can actually come here and do this for yourself too. So come check it out.
Yeah.
More information up on channel3000.com.
There's an education page that links to all our classes.
Yes, this was a lot of work, guys. I'm like out of breath. The core work that took was insane. What do you think? How did I do?
Sign us up.
I thought you did.
Chris and I are interested.
I'll watch.
They think I did great too.
Awesome.
That's great.
Josh Breiter, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Kelly Slivka piqued his interest, I do believe.
Yeah, because, you know, I actually did a little bit of rappelling, mountain climbing, when I lived in New Mexico, and I don't want to say it's the same thing, but you climb down the mountain, and got to go face first with that one. A little bit scary, but nonetheless fun. Looking at a little bit of rain that we've had overnight. This morning, there's a little bit of moisture on the road up here toward the Dells. We are getting some reports of some slippery stretches. There's not any precipitation falling, but some of the temperatures now are dipping below freezing, so be aware of that. Most of the precipitation is just about out of Dane County, down toward Janesville, actually out of Janesville as well, moving out of Jefferson County, but some of the roads might be a little bit slick. Now, we're continuing to monitor the river levels out here on the Mississippi River. We've got flooding occurring. In fact, all of our river gauges now are at moderate to major flooding, and we're going to have those updated numbers coming up for you in the next half hour. And some of these stages I haven't seen in 20 years. Temperatures right now, as mentioned, we're at 36, but some of the readings up here to the northwest of Madison are at or below freezing, so you might encounter some of those roads getting a little bit slick, especially those secondary roads, bridges, and overpasses. We're not the only one dealing with the cold weather. We've got freeze warnings across northern Illinois, and it extends all the way down into the Appalachian chain, so that cold air is firmly in place, and unfortunately, the 6 to 10 day outlook keeps it cold across the eastern part of the United States. We should typically be in the low to mid 60s. We'll be up there, it looks like Thursday and Friday, but we dip down in the upper 40s and 50s, it looks like, for the weekend early next week. At least we will see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon as we get up close to 50. So your first warn forecast, 50s the next couple of days. We bounce in the 60s, at least for a couple days, Thursday and Friday. Look like the best day is the week into the weekend because another front brings us some rain and cooler weather Saturday and Sunday.
Bucks have their back against the wall, trailing the Heat by a game in the first round of the playoffs. They definitely don't want to go down 3-1, so it's a really good thing they got their guy back last night for Game 4. Giannis returned to the court after missing 2 games with a lower back contusion, and of course, the first bucket of the night belongs to him. Nice little spin. Just makes it look so easy. Close first half, tied up at 38. Bobby Portis, his three's a no-go, so Brook Lopez is there to clean it up, and the Bucks are on top. They take a 7-point lead into the locker room. They do dial it up after halftime. Giannis throws it down for 2 of his 26 points on the night. It's now an 11-point game. Lopez, he also just couldn't miss, drops 36 points, but Miami storms back late behind a career-high 56-point performance by Jimmy Butler. The Heat win at 119-114. Game 5 is set for Wednesday at 8:30 in Milwaukee. It's an end of an era in Green Bay as ESPN's Adam Schefter broke the news yesterday afternoon. Aaron Rodgers is getting traded to the Jets. 6 weeks ago, he made his intentions known on the Pat McAfee show. He wants to play for the Jets, and after weeks of trade talks, it officially came down. So who is getting what and when? Schefter reports that the Packers and Jets swap first-round picks this year. So the Pack get the 13th overall pick along with a 2nd round, a 6th round, and a conditional 2nd-round pick for 2024. That could become a first-round pick if Rodgers plays 65% of his snaps for the Jets. As for the Jets, they get Rodgers, the 15th overall pick this year, and a 5th-round pick. But the thing is, it's not finalized yet. Packers GM Brian Gutekunst talked with media close to when the news broke and said that some things still need to be done and figured out, and they hope to have it finished before the draft begins on Thursday. So yeah, it's a pretty big week for the Pack.
We're going through it, right? So it's part of the job, and I think whenever you've worked on something as long as we have here, you're just hopeful that it can get done and everything can get, squared away. And then I'm sure there'll be feelings after that. I mean, this draft thing is so consuming in some ways that it's obviously my favorite part of this, but it's very consuming. So it's just I think right now it's let's just get through and continue to accomplish the task that we need to accomplish.
Back to you.
6:22, it's James Corden's last week on the Late Late Show. Coming up next, who will join him for the show's last carpool karaoke?
Stay with us.
Watch News 3 Now at 6 with Eric, Charlotte, Gary, and Zach. Weeknights.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
My name's Mike Williams. I've been driving school bus off and on for 21 years. Here at our terminal, we're kind of like a family, too. Somebody has an issue with a bus, other people kick in and help and get the job done.
Wow, would you look at that?
It's beautiful.
He even remembered the napkins.
Wow. That's our boy.
So proud.
There's a deal for every sunrise at McDonald's. Try one of our tasty bagel sandwiches like the steak, egg, and cheese bagel, sausage, egg, and cheese bagel, or bacon, egg, and cheese bagel.
We're doing everything we can to reduce our carbon footprint.
We are 100% employee-owned.
We are Barnes.
Landscape design can be overwhelming. Our experienced residential landscape designers work together with you to make any vision come to life. Welcome to Barnesville. From planting to tree and shrub pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. Discover the Barnes difference. Get started at barnesinc.net.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Could you keep it down? Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this.
Rock on! With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends Sunday. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
When the Murrays discovered Gain scent beads, they fell in love with the irresistible scent. So did their dog Roger. Gain scent beads keep even the stinkiest stuff smelling fresh.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
So this is the last week for James Corden as the host of The Late Late Show on CBS. And one of the things he'll be remembered about, of course, is carpool karaoke. And we now know whose final guest is going to be. Adele.
Oh, who'd have thunk?
Adele's coming back. She turns the tables coming up on Thursday. She's going to interview Corden about past carpools and pivotal moments in the pair's friendship. The segment will air Thursday night, which is Corden's last night. The show is going to be replaced by At Midnight, a Stephen Colbert-produced comedic game show.
Good choice. One of his better carpool karaoke segments.
I think they're all great.
That's true. That's
the
true.
one with Paul McCartney was...
Was it? Haven't seen that one.
Yes. Very good.
Well,
all
congrats to him.
Yeah, good run. Good run for Mr. Corden. Keep it right here, folks. More News 3 Now this morning coming up right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The garage door is America's new front door, so why not look at it in a whole new way? Let Precision's experienced designers come to you. Let us show you the difference a new Precision garage door can make.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Breakfast sounds better together, doesn't it? Make it even more special with the hazelnut and cocoa taste of Nutella. Nutella, wake up to wow.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered milk.
Hey, it's your dry skin. Every day we lose ceramides I need to seal in moisture. CeraVe delivers 3 essential ceramides to help restore my barrier so I can lock in moisture, feel hydrated, and look healthy. CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotions.
No more suffering from chronic nagging joint pain. The hope for relief is here at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids.
Nothing beats giving people their quality of life back. And that's what we do here at QC Kinetics, every day.
Regenerative treatments provide long-term results by addressing the root cause of pain right in the office. Call for your complimentary consultation today. QC Kinetics. Finally, hope for relief.
Good news! This just in. Your Ford dealers have fresh shipments of their award-winning SUV lineup in stock and ready for you to drive home today. Get your hands on a new Ford, the #1 brand in SUV owner loyalty, including Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and Explorer, America's all-time best-selling SUV. And now, here's more good news. Choose FlexBuy on Escape and get 0% APR financing for 66 months only at your local Ford dealer.
When it's time to remodel your home, lean on the experts at Brothers Maine for all things appliances. As Madison and Janesville's local appliance authority since 1938, our experienced staff will make your project easy from concept to completion. Better than big box, Brothers Maine has a larger selection, lower prices, and professional advice to bring your vision to life. On time and on budget. From sales to install, we do it all. Feel great about your purchases and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
Life's better under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. all so you can enjoy the dreams you work so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
This morning, after years of opposition, F-35 fighter jets will start to arrive in Dane County today. What Truex Field has planned.
Also, new reaction from the locker room incident in Sun Prairie. How it played out last night at the school board meeting.
And mostly rain has moved on out, but the cool weather is here to stay at least for a couple more days.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us. We want to start right away with some breaking news at this hour. President Biden officially announcing his bid for re-election with a video released at 5 a.m.
Listen to it.
The question we're facing is whether in the years ahead we have more freedom or less freedom, more rights or fewer. I know what I want the answer to be, and I think you do too. This is not a time to be complacent. That's why I'm running for re-election.
Biden and his team releasing that video at 5 a.m. this morning. It comes as a new NBC News poll shows 70% of respondents don't want him to run. We will continue to provide updates on the president's announcement throughout the morning.
All right, over to Kelly Slifka now with your first warn weather. A couple of showers moving through the area.
Yeah, we had a little light rain move through the Madison area, so the roads might be a little bit wet. It's going to be a little bit muddy if you're taking the dog out for a walk. Some showers down there toward Janesville, basically moving out down toward Beloit. Whitewater, seeing some of these. Madison, just some wet roads. Most of the precipitation falling from the sky is done with. It is chilly, though. 36 right now in Madison, 37 in Janesville. Juneau at 34. The Dells at 34 as well. So the showers are moving out, but the cool temperatures are here to stay at least for a couple more days. It looks like after this morning's rain, it's going to be dry for the rest of the week. We are looking at a warm-up. It looks like by Thursday and Friday, winds will pick up the south, finally getting up closer to average, actually jumping above average Thursday and Friday. Those look like the best days of the week. So we have the cool weather in place. A northeast wind will keep our temperatures in the 40s most of today. We'll struggle to get up to 50. Our average high is in the lower 60s this time of the year. So plan on that heavier jacket today. Temperature starting out in the 30s this morning, only in the mid-40s this afternoon. We will see at least some sun here and there. Temperatures getting up close to 50. We have an update on some of those Mississippi River gauges, some of those reports. We'll talk more about that coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, Kelly, thank you very much. To our other top story today, Truex Field will be welcoming its first F-35 fighter jet.
It's been years in the making. Our Shane Hogan is here this morning with details of the arrival. Shane?
That's right, Chris. A total of 20 jets will be transported to Madison over the next year. The Air Force chose Truex Field to house the aircraft back in 2017. The move initially garnered praise from both state Republicans and Democrats. But it's the people who live near the field who have been raising concerns of noise pollution. At one point, Mayor of Madison, Satya Rhodes Conway, even asked that the Air Force consider changing its mind about choosing Truex Field. The Air Force will hold a private ceremony today to welcome the F-35s. The public will not be allowed to take part in that. And again, covering more throughout the day as we bring you the news of the F-35s coming to Truex Field.
Shane Hogan, thank you very much. We have a complete history of that decision with information on the environmental impact, the city's vote against the move, and what the state legislature has to say about it. It's all over on our Channel 3000 News app. 6:33 now. We're hearing from parents in Sun Prairie for the first time since an incident in a high school girls' locker room picked up national attention last week.
The public got the chance to speak up about the incident involving a transgender student at last night's school board meeting. The district hasn't released many facts about what did happen aside from calling accounts of the case ill-informed, inaccurate, and incomplete. What we know now is from a letter sent out by the conservative law group WILL. That group claims that an 18-year-old student who identifies as transgender exposed themselves to a group of 4 freshman girls while showering in the locker room at Sun Prairie East High School last month. The account has not been confirmed by any administrators, though they said in a press release the incident was not in line with district practices and should not have happened.
1, is there a locker room policy? 2, is it based on biological gender or gender identity? I am asking you to keep male genitalia in the male locker room and female genitalia in the female locker room, or create a trans locker room. When you are evasive, you lose more of our trust.
In a news release, the district said that they took action and talked with families and students involved who came forward and offered support. One commenter at the meeting last night urged people to be more sensitive.
I don't know what happened in that locker room.
I don't know that any of us, other than the people that were there, really know what happened in that locker room. If we took a second to think about how difficult being transgender is, whether stories like this help that situation, or whether they continue to demonize and marginalize those kids.
Our reporter Arman Rahman was at the meeting and said that none of the parents of those who were allegedly involved spoke during last night's meeting. This is a story we'll continue to follow up on. Stay with News 3 Now and channel3000.com as we learn more from the district and from parents.
A live look this morning at the Mississippi River in La Crosse. Just a gorgeous shot at this hour, 6:35 in the morning. Flooding there, though, is hitting record levels for the third time since record keeping started back in 1874. Water levels are expected to hit 16 feet. That's about 2 feet below the all-time record. Towns along the Mississippi, meanwhile, are preparing for that crest, expected over the next couple of days. This is video out of Fountain City, just north of La Crosse. You can see the ankle-high water there. And further south, in Prairie du Chien, nearly 16,000 sandbags are up to protect homes. That's all thanks to high schoolers who took class off to help families prepare.
Downstream, take a look at this new video from Dubuque, Iowa. So far, the water there has risen 19 feet and could break records. Communities from northern Minnesota to central Iowa along the Mississippi have closed roads. You can keep an eye on any flooding in your area. Just download the First Warn Weather app. Search WISC Weather in your app store.
Happening today, kids from local high schools will be competing in the annual Skills USA Wisconsin State Leadership Conference. Almost 2,000 middle and high school students will participate in more than 80 competitions. Skills USA is a national nonprofit organization serving teachers and high school and college students who are preparing for careers in trade, technical, and skilled services. This year marks the 50th annual competition. It's being held at the Alliant Energy Center today.
We are celebrating 3 area schools this week. They're all winners of our Time for Kids Earth Day contest. I was in Darlington yesterday morning to help them dedicate their new tree. Good morning, everybody. I'm here at Darlington Elementary Middle School, home of the Redbirds. And we are so excited to be here to dedicate this tree in honor of our big Time for Kids Earth Day contest. They're one of 3 schools who submitted winning entries, and we couldn't be more excited to celebrate Earth Week. And this is all because of our partners at SSM Health. And I gotta ask, why an Earth Day contest?
Yeah, so SSM Health really has core values that inform all of the things that we do. That includes sustainability, which is part of Earth Day, and keeping our Earth healthy, because when we keep our Earth healthy, we're keeping ourselves healthy. We're keeping our communities healthy. And some of the great entries we received, including Darlington's, where they have invested so heavily in taking care of our Earth. So we are so happy to be here.
Well, so are we. Let's talk more about that. This is the teacher here who submitted the entry. Tell everybody who you are and what you submitted in your entry.
Okay, I'm Mark Ackerman, and in the entry, one of the things that I talked about specifically was our nature trail here. It was started in 2002, and it was named after Jim Houston, who was a longtime 7th grade science teacher here, and he had a passion for the outdoors. Also in 2002, we thought we would dedicate a tree to each staff member retiring from our school.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now, let's talk a little bit more about what was included in the entry. Why don't you tell the folks at home who you are and what you can talk about?
Sure. I'm Lee Black. I'm head of maintenance here for the Darlington School District. And a few of the green initiatives the district has gone through is in 2015, we installed a new photovoltaic system on the roof of the district's buildings, 510 panels producing 156 kilowatt of solar electricity.
That's great.
We have a district-wide recycling program in every classroom in the building, as well as both of our buildings are converted to LED lighting, reducing the district's energy requirements by about 67%.
67%. Hey, that sounds pretty earth-friendly to me. Keep up the good work. Hey, everybody, how's this tree look? Oh, isn't this wonderful? We want to thank our friends at Maple Leaf Landscaping for donating the tree. And it's going to be planted here and grow nice and big and tall and provide just something gorgeous for the kids here at Darlington Elementary Middle School to look at, provide some nice shade. And we want to thank you guys all again for all the earth-friendly initiatives you do. And congratulations for your entry and this nice new tree here in our Time for Kids Earth Day contest. One more time, let's hear it from Darlington Elementary Middle School.
Look at that smile.
Well, their energy and their attitude was infectious. You know, I showed up and they're like, oh, they were all excited and everything. So I'm like, oh, now I'm excited. If I wasn't as excited enough when I got there.
That's a level of Chris Stanford I haven't seen before. Good to see it, though.
Thanks to everybody who submitted entries to our Time for Kids Earth Day contest. Loved reading through those and hearing about all the great stuff that all the classrooms out there are doing to better Mother Nature.
Very cool
and
effort.
our Earth.
All right, it's 6:39 on your Tuesday. Let's take a live look outside. The sun finally up here in Madison. We're keeping an eye on traffic and a few chances for rain this week. Kelly's timing it all out in his first warn forecast.
And we're getting the inside scoop on some aerial dancing in the 608. Coming up next, more on Cycropia and how you can check them out this weekend.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota, let's go places.
Less taxing, more savings. Right now at H&R Carpets and Flooring. Our flooring is durable and easy care, and it looks beautiful. It really is less taxing, and it's on sale now at H&R Carpets and Flooring in Wanakee.
It's Blaine's Farm and Fleet of Baraboo's grand reopening event this Thursday through Saturday. Join us for huge store-wide savings in every department. Enter daily for your chance to win over $10,000 worth of gift cards and prizes. Test a variety of new Milwaukee and DeWalt power tools and catch daily on-site demos from experts in pet, ag, automotive, and more. Don't miss Blaine's Farm and Fleet of Baraboo's grand reopening event starting this Thursday.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
At Weedman Lawn Care, we believe that a lush, beautiful lawn should be enjoyed by the whole family. That's why we offer a kid and pet-friendly program to create a healthier, greener, weed-free lawn that your whole family can enjoy. Our program includes effective applications of targeted weed control and slow-release golf course quality fertilizer to achieve real results. Call or click today for your free quote, or sign up now and see the Weedman difference. Doesn't your family deserve a Weedman lawn?
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature base recliners and ottomans, and cross base recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
One day, I will rock that swimsuit.
Your one day is closer than you think. From fresh meals to one-on-one coaching, Jenny Craig is Weight Loss Made Simple.
Your one day starts today.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota, let's go places.
The flex lane is first in Wisconsin.
Keeping those left shoulder lanes on Madison's Beltline under control involves much more than a simple push of a button.
This is the flex lane workstation.
Find out what factors drive the decision to open and close the Beltline's flex lane. Plus, get a look inside Wisconsin's nerve center that monitors and controls the flex lanes and keeps an eye on roadways throughout the state. Life in the flex lane, Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
All right, first forward meteorologist Kelly Slifka on this chilly start to our Tuesday, but of course we continue to monitor the rise of the Mississippi River. In fact, all of our river gauges now at moderate to major flooding, something we haven't seen in 20 years. Go back to over 20 years. Go back to 2001 was the last time we saw river levels where they're at now. And I did just check some of the latest river levels. Now, Wabasha actually did not rise anymore, and it's expected to crest today at about 17.2 feet. All the other river stages did rise just a few centimeters over the last hour or so. So we'll continue to see these rise, and they should be cresting at least toward La Crosse sometime on Thursday at 16.1. So they are already seeing that major flooding, so we'll continue to rise. And as you go further downstream, these will continue to rise. They really won't be cresting until this weekend on Saturday. And as mentioned, all of them are now in moderate to major flood stage. and they'll continue to rise, especially on the southern fringe. Now, we don't have a whole lot more rain coming our way. That is good news for the Mississippi River. We had some light rain move through the Madison area down toward Janesville, Lake Geneva. Most of that is now moving down to the south and east and just picking up a few sprinkles there south of Janesville headed toward Beloit. It is chilly this morning, 36. Some of the roads might be a little bit wet, might be a little bit muddy in some spots this morning due to that light rain. We've even got temperatures down closer to freezing up here in Sauk City, 32, 34 in Belleville and Oregon, Stoughton at 34, Rockdale currently 34 degrees. Clouds right now trying to break up a little bit later this morning into the afternoon as we climb into the mid-40s. Early this afternoon, that northeast wind is going to keep us cool. A little bit of sunshine here and there throughout the day, but temperatures only getting up close to 50. We're stuck under this upper level low. This came in this weekend, just been sitting and spinning over the Great Lakes. I know this is a very frustrating weather pattern for us because it just doesn't want to move. Well, it is going to move. It's going to move up to the north by Thursday and Friday, so we'll get a taste of some warmer weather. But unfortunately, that colder air is just going to sink right back down across the Great Lakes and bring us cool weather for the weekend into early next week. And it's going to send that cold air all the way down into North Florida. So hopefully we can just exhaust all that cold air out of Canada, and eventually this warmer air will reach us. But we'll at least have to wait until the middle part of next week. So just kind of hang on. I know you got to be patient with the April weather. Then we'll be headed into May by next week. Temperatures only in the 50s today, up to 50, 55 tomorrow. Maybe a little bit more sunshine tomorrow. Breezy, but that wind is coming in out of the south, so that should put us up to the mid-60s Thursday and Friday. Cold front arrives, it looks like Friday night into Saturday, brings us some rain and storms and cool weather again for the upcoming weekend. All right,
Kelly Slifka, thank you very much. 6:45, we are in the 608 with the story behind an aerial dance studio and some upcoming performances.
Josh Breider's literally hanging out with these ladies this morning, and he's in their cube. This was really interesting when you were showing this earlier, Josh.
Yeah, literally hanging out. Look at this. We are hanging in a cube at this hour, and this is going to be part of the show that Cycropia is putting on this weekend here in Madison. They have this beautiful studio over on the east side. Love is hanging out with me in the cube. Love, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. So for folks that might not know what Cycropia is about, you know, what is really your mission behind this group?
Yeah, so we are an aerial dance company based in Madison. We've been around since 1989. We hope to foster creativity through performances, through classes and educational experiences, and we have one of our big self-produced shows here at our beautiful new studio, 4 years old now, but it kind of feels new because there was a whole pandemic in there. That is this weekend, called Kubos.
Yes, what is Kubos about and what can people really see with the show?
Yeah, so you're seeing a little bit of it here. We have these beautiful hand-dyed UV reactive silks. We've got a couple of different cubes as apparatus. We have some LED apparatus that you can see in the background here. The show should be a feast for the eyes. Very fun, family-friendly, action-packed.
I have some information that I want to throw up on the screen right now. So there are 3 chances to check it out, and tickets are available right now.
Yeah, tickets are available now at cycropia.org/tix, T-I-X. There's a show at 7:30 on Friday and 2 o'clock and 7:30 on Saturday.
So plenty of chances to check this out. All right, love, give us a little spin here.
Okay, here we go.
Hopefully I don't get too dizzy on this. But this cube, this is pretty cool, but you guys will do a lot of different moves in it.
Yes, this cube is rigged from 4 points. We have other cubes that are rigged from 2 points, so they look a little bit more like a diamond. And this black cube right over here is on the floor, and dancers are dancing on it while it's on the ground.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for having us in. Such a fun morning. We'll have all of this up on channel3000.com, so if you want to get those tickets, just do that. There's nothing like trying to look at the camera when you're spinning all the way around. This is so much fun. Love, ladies, thank you so much for having us in. Guys, what do you think? Just hanging out in a cube.
Are you dizzy?
608.
How you doing there?
A little bit. I just have to find that focal point, and then that helps. And Love is helping me here as well.
That's pretty cool.
Really impressed by what they're able to do.
Yeah, super
really
wild.
Cool.
Josh Breider, thank you very much.
Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him for a chance to be featured. Coming up in the morning sprint, what's left of a FedEx truck after getting hit by a train?
We'll be right back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Get Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark buns, just $2.48 at Hy-Vee. That's Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark hot dog or hamburger buns, just $2.48. Tuesday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Very loud. It sounds like a bull running through a china shop. I don't know what else to say.
People don't realize how nice a door can run until they get it serviced. It's whisper quiet. Your neighbors will thank you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
Community is helping each other, making sure your neighbor is taken care of. At Lake Ridge Bank, community is who we are. We take pride in being a community bank, strengthening relationships and investing in the places we come from. It's why we are who we are. Lake Ridge Bank. Go far, go together.
This is Jane. She's doing her darndest to find the difference. The difference between my Betty sofa and this competitor's sofa that costs twice as much. Theirs comes in 2 colors with 2 pillows. Mine has 4 pillows, comes in 3 colors, multiple size options, and hundreds of 5-star reviews for just $4.99 each. Theirs is over $500 more than mine. In fact, you can get 2 Bettys for less than their 1. I guess the difference is at Bob's, you pay less and get more. Give your wallet a break. The spring break at Bob's.
Life's better under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Save up to 27% when you bundle home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Hang on tight, Wisconsin, because fun just got a lot faster. It's Fast Play from the Wisconsin Lottery, an all-new style of lotto games that combine instant wins with the progressive jackpot. Playing is easy at any lottery retailer. Just print, play, and know if you're a winner instantly. The progressive jackpot starts at $10,000 and grows with each ticket sold. The share of the jackpot increases with the price of the ticket. Fast Play is available now, only at Wisconsin Lottery retailers.
I lost these. When you need a light, under pressure, it's gotta be Superior.
Get Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark buns, just $2.48 at Hy-Vee. That's Hy-Vee butter, just $2.99. And ballpark hot dog or hamburger buns, just $2.48. Tuesday only, and only at Hy-Vee.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
6:52, time for the morning sprint.
We start with breaking news this morning. A big announcement from the White House. President Biden officially announcing his bid for re-election with the video released at 5 a.m. In it, he says the country faces the question of whether in the years ahead we have more or less freedoms. The announcement comes as a recent NBC News poll shows 70% of Americans don't want him to run for president. Back home, a big day at Truex Field as the first new jet fighters arrive in Madison. The Wisconsin Air National Guard will be welcoming its first of 20 F-35s. The jets aren't expected to come all at once, but layered over the next year.
Sun Prairie residents and parents of students in the district speaking out publicly for the first time at last night's school board meeting. It comes after an incident in the Sun Prairie East High School girls' locker room that has gained some national attention. Administrators haven't released information, but conservative law group WILL said that a transgender student was fully unclothed, showering with 4 freshman girls. The district did say the incident was not in line with district practices and offered support to those involved.
Governor Evers is joining school administrators today on the UW campus for a groundbreaking of a new computer data and information sciences building. The $260 million project is aimed at boosting the state's economy and tech jobs. We give you a peek inside over on channel3000.com.
Areas along the Wisconsin River dip below flood stage today, but Mississippi River towns are preparing for the worst. In Prairie du Chien, nearly 16,000 sandbags have been donated by the correctional facility and the entire PDC high school. It took off classes to help sandbag. The footage you see here is folks in Fountain City, just north of La Crosse, as they too help in ankle-high water.
Wild video out of Wauwatosa where a freight train hit a FedEx truck. Look at that. You can see what's left of the FedEx truck on the side of the tracks there. Police say despite the damage, the driver only suffered minor injuries and no one on the train was hurt. A new poll from a Republican firm this morning shows Florida Governor Ron DeSantis leads former President Trump among Wisconsin voters. DeSantis and President Biden are tied at 45% in a potential 2024 matchup. The president holds a 47-43 lead over Trump in that rematch.
Dozens of U.S. citizens still trapped in Sudan as a 3-day ceasefire has been declared by the country's opposing sides. The truce has been brokered by the U.S. and Saudi Arabia in an attempt to pull the third largest nation in Africa away from more conflict. However, in the Sudanese capital of Khartoum, witnesses say gunfire and explosions continue yet this morning. Another light show for Wisconsin. A glimpse of the Northern Lights here this week. Some of the viewer photos have just been astonishing. Showing off the purple and the green. You can find all of our photos at channel3000.com. And if you'd like to share some more, you can always email them to tips@channel3000.com.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah, 5 minutes away from straight up at 7 o'clock now, and we are looking at a little bit of light rain that has basically moved out of our area now, just south of Janesville toward Beloit. A little bit of wet roads here in the Madison area. Some of the sidewalks might be a little bit muddy. 37 right now in Madison, 34 in the Dalles, 37 in Janesville, so another cool morning. Got the clouds now. We are seeing some clearing off to our west. Might see some of that sunshine come our way as we go into the late morning, early afternoon hours. We'll call it variably cloudy, but rather cool with this northeast wind, keeping temperatures only at 50 degrees for an afternoon high, considering we should be typically in the low 60s this time of the year. But that northeast wind will be up there around 10 miles per hour at times. A little bit of sun here and there going into the afternoon as we get up close to 50. First warm forecast. Another cool day tomorrow, a little bit more sunshine, 55. Then we do warm it up. It looks like by Thursday and Friday as we get into the mid-60s. That's due to some southerly winds that'll develop. But unfortunately, we've got another system, kind of like what we saw last weekend. An upper level low is going to move on in for the weekend. That'll bring us some cool weather, along with that some rainy weather for both Saturday, Sunday. It looks like it'll continue into Monday and Tuesday of next week. Hopefully, we can get over that hump and get into some 60s where we should be by the middle part of next week.
Sounds lovely.
60s and 70s maybe.
Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for joining us, folks. We're back in half an hour.